Today I'm going to get exposed to you guys by talking about my profession, uh, which is an old profession, political cartooning. It's a bit of a dangerous game that we play right around the world. I started my career when I was 14 years old for a leading newspaper company in Ceylon at that time. Now it's Sri Lanka. The Weekend Sun. Under my first editor, Rex De Silva. And then I used to do a lot of very sharp, hard-hitting political cartoons on a regular basis. So at that time we had to face a lot of difficulties from the government because the government was corrupt. In 1970s, the government was run by Sirma Das Bandaranaike, the first woman prime minister in the world. So without going for the elections, which is actually have to face almost every 5 years, so she went up to 7 years. So because that we were embarking on certain things on her work, as a failed ruler. And one day when I was coming to the newspaper to do my daily political cartoon, I found out that the military guys was there and they sealed off the entire newspaper organization, and that was the end of my career at that time. So I had to rush into the office of the opposition party leader, Jia Jawardena, at Sirikota in Colombo 3. I was only just 16 years. But very famous back in Sri Lanka. So back again, he appointed me to an advertising company, and from there that I've started doing my career in the advertising field. But I couldn't do it for a lengthy period. He suggested that we should topple this government with Sara's political cartoons, which I did 7 political booklets against the ruler, the corrupt ruler at that time. And I started doing 7 political booklets in English as well as in Sinhalese. 7 Years Curse, The Family Tree, Idimavo, and all kinds of stuff, This became famous and changed the history in Sri Lanka. I didn't do it for money. I should tell you that I didn't do it for the sake of any party, because I'm not attached to any party. So I had to leave the country without saying goodbye even to my mama. My first country was because Bandaranaike's government thugs were after me. So I had to run away. I should say that I am the very first media guy to be in exile in 1977. Fortunately or unfortunately, the opposition party came to power because of my 7 political booklets, which have gone into the history books in Sri Lanka. So I was running here and there, and my first country to visit was Moscow, Russia. And then I was there for a while, and then started my journey as a Globetrotter to Europe, starting from Rome, Paris, London, and Germany. And then I've decided, because of the language problems, so decided to be in Singapore. Singapore paved the way for me to be there for quite a while, about 5 years. And then onwards that I used to do my political cartooning. I was working and living in 15 countries. I became a full-time member of the American Political Cartoonists Association. I met and I had the privilege of meeting US President Bill Clinton and a lot of other governors as well. So it was a privilege. And then the Tony Blair, and I got a lot of awards also from the Queen, Her Majesty the Queen. And then started my career, and I used to go for certain elections during election period to Colombo, and used to do my cartooning to help certain parties to come into power. So these are kind of a dangerous profession that I used to be in. So I should say that my desire is to play with vicious, corrupt politicians and allowing them to leave the office, allowing the others to come, the good guys to come and rule the country. But to my knowledge, with my experience, that I know that there are no good guys in the political field. When they come to the limelight as rabbits, and when they get appointments in the government sector as parliamentarians as well as other politicians, what they do? They change because of the greed that they have on certain things like money, position, power. It corrupts. Money corrupts. That's the basic truth. So you can see it now in Sri Lanka. So Sri Lankans are in touch. Sri Lanka is in deep trouble because these guys have started, Rajapaksas have started their campaign of robbing and killing people, especially the media guy. I lost a lot of my good friends like Lasantha Vikramadunga, Prageet Tegnaliguda, who was a political cartoonist. So likewise, that I survived. Praise the Lord, because I survived because I knew that these thugs were after me. They use you and kill you. So that's the basic truth of being a political cartoonist. So I'll be doing my animated program, my talk show, very shortly, probably during the Chinese New Year time, that I have plenty of free time to do it. So I'll get back to you with my hard-hitting political cartoons on people, on politicians who have damaged the reputation of certain countries, the democracy and all that. So these guys back in Sri Lanka is terrible. So it's my duty to take action against these guys using my pen, my pencil and the eraser to erase these buggers from the political scene, allowing a good guy to come as a ruler of Sri Lanka. God bless you all.